The YouTuber Iilluminaughtii has found herself in a ton of controversy over the past couple weeks, stemming from one tweet that she made where she called out another creator named Legal Eagle for allegedly stealing and plagiarizing her editing style that she uses in all of her videos. This one tweet would set in motion the numerous callouts from creators who worked with Iilluminaughtii in the past. I've talked about this drama over on the second channel, and in the comments of both of those videos, people talked about how this wasn't her first time being in drama that showed her true colors. Now, if you don't know who Iilluminaughtii is, she is a content creator who makes video essays. These videos are usually over 20 minutes long and look at a variety of different topics and ideas, but she started as a creator who called out MLM scams and also did Reddit videos. These videos propelled her channel to over 1.7 million subscribers within the past 4 years that she's been uploading to the platform, but her YouTube career wouldn't be without controversy and drama. Along with the situation that arose just recently with her channel, Blair also found herself at the center of drama in the past regarding copyright strikes and deleting videos off of another channel because she didn't like the jokes they were making towards another friend within the group. Blair has been in a decent amount of controversy throughout these past couple of years, but was always able to sweep it under the rug and receive very little backlash for her actions. But in this video, we take everything into perspective and put everything into light. The first incident happened around February of 2021, when we'd start to see the unhinged side of Blair. During this time, Blair would get offended by a joke that was said about her friend being fat. This is the same friend who created merch out of making fun of Tipster for being fat. So, that's pretty hypocritical. Because of this joke, Blair ended up cutting ties with the YouTuber Tommy C, even though she worked with him for many months on his satirical news channel. This cutting of ties was pretty abrupt, to the point that Tommy C didn't even realize he did anything wrong or offensive until afterwards, when Blair deleted the videos that included her on his channel. You see, she had admin access to his channel because he trusts her, but that trust was quickly thrown out the window when out of nowhere videos started to disappear off the channel without any permission to delete them. This was also hypocritical on Blair's side because during this time on Tommy C's channel, she'd also make fun of people and went as far as to make fun of Tipster's mental health. Around this time, we'd also see Nicholas Diorio get a copyright strike on his channel for using someone else's art for his thumbnail. This thumbnail was for a video that poked fun at Iilluminaughtii, but Blair didn't find it amusing and reached out to the creator of the art used in Nicholas's thumbnail and stated that Diorio's channel was a hate channel that was just out to make fun of people. The video was taken down but was put back up once Nicholas and the owner of the art spoke things out and came to an agreement that she would remove the strike if Nicholas changed the thumbnail, which he eventually did. But even after this, Blair reached out to someone else to once again try and have the video taken down because he used parts of a vlog that she uploaded to her channel. But Blair's friend just didn't even care. This situation ended pretty abruptly, with everything pretty much being swept under the rug, and Blair's channel wasn't hurt at all with this controversy. But then she'd find herself in another scandal with another smaller YouTuber. This next YouTuber was within the same niche as Iilluminaughtii. The YouTuber goes by Cruel World Happy Mind, and at the time of this drama only had around 20,000 subscribers. As of today, she has right around 500,000 subscribers. The issues between the two started when Cruel World started to receive comments underneath her videos and in her DMs stating that a bigger YouTuber had similar videos or like the same script. This got Madison thinking, and she took a look at Blair's video, and there were some similarities within the script. So Madison sent Blair a DM speaking about the script and how it felt like they spoke about the same exact things. But Madison never had bad intentions behind the DM and ended the message off by stating that she really appreciated Blair's work. Instead of responding to Madison, Blair went on a podcast a couple weeks later and instead publicized her frustration with Madison and the community and said this on the podcast.
Recently learned apparently is there is this whole anti-MLM community, right? I kind of thought I was on my own little island doing my own thing. Maybe that's my own ego. I don't watch their anti-MLM videos because I don't want to know what other people are saying or other people think. I don't want it influencing what I do. So I purposely like have terms like that blocked from my YouTube search stuff. I don't want to see it, and it's not out of, I don't know, any rudeness, meanness, whatever. I can't care, and that kind of stuff can't influence me. What I did have happen though recently, which this is, I'm gonna try and keep it vague so I don't mention this person's channel. But it's a very small YouTuber, and she DM'd me on Instagram claiming that I copied her.
You got that.
And okay, she claimed that I copied her video that she had done maybe a couple weeks ago, right? And the video that I had done the topic on was suggested to me multiple times from my comment section. So I just listened to my comments and I made a video because that's what people were interested in my opinion on. So she messages me and she goes, "I'm just really disappointed because you're someone I look up to and you copied my video and I want credit." Right. So I didn't know who this person was. So I went to my moderators in my Discord server and I was like, hey, I screenshotted the message. I sent it to them. And I said, do you know, is this a YouTuber? Can you guys like tell me who this is or what they're even talking about? Because I had no idea. They come back to me. It's a small channel. I'll just say less than 50,000 subscribers at the time. And she sources me. She uses me as a source in her videos, for one. So I found it kind of funny. And she... I was like, you can't claim that I'm copying you when you use me as a source, honey.
Exactly.
But she sources me, and then obviously the first thing I did before even looking at her videos is I went to look at her sourcing list because I think that's really important. Is what do you use? And she had 5 sources. You know, I have to use a pastebin document because I have anywhere 30 to 70 sources per video. I don't play around. But she had like 5 sources. You know, one was Wikipedia, one was BuzzFeed, one was like TMZ or something.
Oh my god.
The most, you know, oh god.
And those sources are okay for a reference on certain things. Like I use Wikipedia as a starting point because Wikipedia will generally give you an outline of where you should start looking. But those were her sources.
After this appearance on the podcast, Madison uploaded a video that's now deleted speaking about the drama surrounding the two. Here's part of the video, but again, it's pretty long, and since it was deleted, I got it off of Tipster's channel, so it might look a little bit fuzzy.
The video I made 4 months ago about how the anti-MLM community has fallen apart, I mentioned how months and months ago, in June, a larger creator posted a video, and I, out of the blue, started getting a ton of messages from people saying that this creator copied my video, saying they made a ton of similar points.
So what ended up happening is I just remember one day seeing this comment, I'll put it up on the screen here, where someone was telling me they thought another creator like copied my video that I did. And I was like freaked out, and I got a few other comments like that. So I was like, oh, this person thinks this creator copied my video. That's really weird.
And me at the time, I don't even think I had 20,000 subscribers. So getting messages like that freaked me out because this creator had 600,000 subscribers and I had less than 20. And to hear so many people say the same thing about a situation and message me the same thing scared me. I never straight up accused this creator, this larger creator, of copying me. On top of that, something I didn't mention in that video, and that this creator seems to conveniently also leave out of this whole story, at the time that people were messaging me this, there were no sources on this person's video. The only thing it had in the description was in parentheses, sources coming soon, which is why I think a lot of people assumed that they copied me and didn't give me credit or whatever. I sent this larger creator a message. At the time of sending that message, since I was like just a really small creator, I was like, I don't know how to handle this. I felt super awkward. So I was just like, hey, yeah, I'm getting a lot of messages about this, but like, let's talk. The day after I sent this message, I was like, whatever, this is stupid. As I've said in the anti-MLM video I did 4 months ago, as I've always felt, very soon after this incident, people have a right to do a video on a topic you've done. And I watched the video, and while a lot of similar things were said, coincidences do happen when you're researching for something. You can stumble across similar sources. I've made similar points that other YouTubers have made on a topic unknowingly because sometimes that's just how people's minds work. And there were aspects of this larger creator's video that weren't in my video and vice versa. So I got over it. It was not a big deal to me. This larger creator never responded. So I was just like, okay, they didn't see, but that's fine, whatever. And for some reason, this message made this larger creator think it's okay to go on a podcast and spread completely false information, as well as try and spread a lie about me on her Instagram story. I get messages that this creator went on their Instagram stories to basically talk crap about me. I don't have screenshots of this larger creator's Instagram story. Believe it or not, after this video, I don't normally go around taking screenshots of everything, so I don't have those screenshots. I have receipts for literally everything else, but that Instagram story was a public story that a lot of people saw, so I'm sure in the comments people can verify that this is what the creator said. They first said, I can't believe a creator posted a video yesterday accusing me of copying them. Which this is what I said in the video. You don't have ownership of a video topic, and that's something I've learned at this point. And honestly, it's good if someone covers a topic that you've covered, not just from an analytical standpoint, but just because you're spreading the word more. I literally say in the video, even just thinking that there was a possibility this person copied me was stupid. People cover the same topics all the time. It's great. It gets awareness. Then this person makes another Instagram story. And this is where it gets really weird and really shocking. This person makes another Instagram story where they say something along the lines of alluding to the fact that I'm untrustworthy because my profile shows up on a website that's supposedly about buying YouTube bots. Which, first off, a ton of YouTubers' profiles show up on these types of websites. It does not mean that they're buying bots. Also, that's the least discreet way of buying bots, putting your profile on, like, do you think I'm stupid? Like that I would put my profile on a public site and then buy bots. Then after that, this larger creator goes on this whole rant about what YouTubers are good to follow and how I am not a good YouTuber to follow because I'm putting down another person for views. That video that I did was me putting down another creator for views and my own personal gain, which is funny to me for a few different reasons. The first reason is it's extremely invalidating because I share personal stories of interactions I've had with this creator, and I try and explain a situation that affected the entire anti-MLM community. Now, this creator claims they don't know about the anti-MLM community. They had no idea there was an anti-MLM community. They thought it was just them. But the fact of the matter is there is a community and I care about it and I wanted to defend it. And it felt really invalidating to basically say that all of my feelings that I was expressing in that video, experiences, thoughts, and reasoning was all just me trying to take advantage of a situation to gain views. The second reason why that's funny to me is that argument is the exact same argument that people make for anti-MLM content in general that me and her both do, as well as scam content that a ton of other creators do, talking about scammers. The most popular criticism of that type of content is you're just putting down this company for views and personal gain. You're just putting down this business guru for your own views and personal gain. So to use that argument against me in one of my videos when it's something that we get all the time for our content is very ironic to me.
After this video came out, Blair tweeted that she was going to do a live stream debunking some of the claims made about her during Madison's video. She didn't outwardly say that, but that's what she was hinting at during those tweets. But even before these tweets from Blair, Madison DM'd Blair multiple times trying to calm the situation down and plead her side of things, but Blair never responded to those DMs. After this, the live never happened, and that's because Blair finally reached out to Madison and they had a 3-hour conversation on the phone. But once again, Madison had to cut out parts of her video that included Blair in a negative light, and in return, Blair wouldn't pick apart her video during her live stream. Now to me, this feels like blatant censorship. Like if you do something for me, then I won't call you out in front of 600,000 subscribers and I won't bury your career before you even get started. It's a bit unhinged and once again is an ego trip where Blair feels like she has the upper hand because of her subscriber count. Because she could just weaponize her subscribers in order to silence and potentially dismantle this YouTuber's career. But this is how Blair is. She attacks smaller creators who try to question her video process and where she gets her information from. And with it being such a small content creator, she really didn't have to worry about the negative backlash because it would be slim to none with Madison having such a small fan base. Once again, this was swept under the rug. People knew about this drama, but because Cruel World Happy Mind was such a small channel and also deleted the video in response to Iilluminaughtii, the only person who really covered this whole situation was Tipster. Outside of that, there's only a few other videos that really spoke about the situation back then, but nothing really up until this point when I'm speaking about it. Now this all leads us to the present day. A week before April ended, Blair put up a Twitter thread claiming that Daniel, one of the editors at Legal Eagle, was stealing her editing style for Legal Eagle's videos. She tweeted out, "Not at Legal Eagle editors broaching my editors to take my video's style, and when they didn't give up the info, they literally copied it. And by the way, I have the messages from my editors and found an email from them too. Just change the color from purple to blue, huh? Interesting." This tweet set off everything in motion, but first we have to talk about the Legal Eagle part of this drama. Legal Eagle responded to the tweets from Blair and stated, "Illuminati, I think this is a big misunderstanding. Perhaps great minds think alike. No one on my team is trying to copy you. Without an exhaustive review of your channel, I believe we used those two styles before your channel did. We've used them for 3 to 4 years. Plus the two styles, a pseudo paper rip and a highlight, are extremely common on YouTube. The editor you're talking about didn't even design find either of those two elements. Again, we've used them for 3 to 4 years at this point. Danny is a great and thorough editor. When he reached out via email, he was just hoping to find out what plugin your team used on a particular video, a very common practice among editors. He was not looking to copy anyone's style. Danny is a freelancer who makes his own videos. In the Discord, the video he referenced was about your subject matter, not your style. He's a fan of yours. The video he was referencing was a video of your own, not a Legal Eagle video. Here's the end of the Discord chat that Danny provided to me. He was trying to edit a video of his own using only DaVinci Resolve. He was just looking for technical help, and then thanked everyone anyways. YouTube is great because it's collaborative and the rising tide raises all ships. My team and I always try to provide original, high quality, informative content. We try to help others when they ask for it. There aren't really any trade secrets around here. I didn't know that Danny reached out to you, but I don't fault him for doing so. If anything, I think everyone on the platform should be more open and sharing. Anyway, if you feel differently and you want to hash it out, my DMs are open. Shortly after this, creators by the name of the Click and WonderStruck would both put out statements about their interactions with Blair during their time working with her on the channel Sad Milk, which was a group channel. Let's take a look at what Click had to say through his tweets. Hey, hiya peeps. I've seen the recent drama regarding Iilluminaughtii, and I would like to clarify I am not affiliated with her and I haven't been for over 2 years. I left her and her collaborative group Sad Milk due to similar behavior as seen in the recent events. Lashing out at friends and fans, paranoia, and generally poor anger management, to name a few. Eventually, I believe pretty much the whole group left her. The last meeting I ever had with her, she spent half an hour, I think hard to know, screaming at me for an array of random things, calling me a bad friend, lazy, and a bunch of random accusations that didn't really have anything to do with me. There was no way you can have the resume you claim and be this fucking stupid, and so on. No one even raised their voice back at her. I left along with several other members, half the group at the time. She spent the next few months spreading lies and half-truths about us on the Sad Milk Reddit page and Vogue posts on Twitter. I still have all the screenshots. She would turn friends against you or specifically team up with people she knew didn't like you, so she had allies against you, rallying mainly banned problematic community members known to be liars and conflict seekers. When people started questioning that maybe she was the reason everyone left, there was a very convenient updigging of 11 to 14-year-old videos of me, stuff I made back when I started my channel in 2009, when I was a teenager. And as you all can probably guess, some of the jokes from that time aged like milk. I publicly owned up to the past mistakes and apologized, doing my best to be transparent and honest about my past. She would still harp on it, ignoring the fact that it had already been addressed, trying to direct as much attention to it as possible, publicly stating it was a bad apology, along with Vogue posting about it in the comments of the collaborative channel. Maybe in an attempt to get people to assume I had been kicked out for poor behavior rather than leave because of her own behavior. She assumed it was her, she had channel access, also liked to pull what I can only describe as very petty acts of revenge. For example, some people left comments on the collaborative channel saying good that he clicked left. They obviously got ratioed hard as people were there for the creators. She would manually go in and delete ratioing comments but leave the original hate comment. She tried to gain control of my Discord when it surpassed hers in size by tossing around accusations at staff and trying to get rid of my team and replacing it with hers, giving me the ultimatum to fire my entire senior team or be publicly fired from Sad Milk myself. I was still a YouTube freshie at the time and she was quite intimidating, claiming connections and clout, reputation, and powerful friends. So everyone stayed mostly quiet and had constantly looked over the shoulders for the next year. None of us even mentioning the whole thing. We were even worried talking in our own Discords as it became apparent she had spies within our moderation ranks. We were just hoping we wouldn't have our reputation completely destroyed for simply walking away. This is just a brief summary of tweets. It's sad that she hasn't changed. Now let's look at WonderStruck. Forgive me for this being scattered, emotions and all, gotta love them. A Sad Milk thread. After being threatened with a breach for speaking out, I can confirm that the behavior Blair exhibits is entirely accurate here. I am aware of the bridges I burned and I remain where I am. After Sad Milk split, it was a constant negative echo chamber that I took part in. Regardless, I used to edit for Sad Milk. Blair made no effort to take direction. She made everything about herself. Sad Milk at the time was the nearest thing to family I had, which sounds pathetic, but the content creator space is a very isolating one. The amount of hours I would spend online making drafts, editor tutorials for new hires, staying up trying to get some editing in if editors were short-handed. I missed Christmas with my brother and father fixing the mistakes of the editor she hired, and I didn't even get a thank you. And it took me more than half a month to even get paid. Meanwhile, she delays payments to editors so she can purchase expensive clothes, visit BMW dealerships, and spend hundreds on food in a day. While I do hold my beliefs towards certain matters, every month or so there was a new villain of the week. And they would one second be a normal person in our lives, and the next second suddenly a hidden monster through, you guessed it, Blair's mouth. To say Sad Milk split on creative differences is a joke. It's a flat out lie. Again, I'm aware of the bridges burned, but I can confirm that call took place where she screamed, cursed, and had a meltdown towards not the click and one topic at a time. It was a train wreck. It was just supposed to be a fun group project, and we had become profitable, even to a small extent. Blair wanted creative lead, and we went from doing fun creative topics more in line with the Reddit we would all cover on our own channels to doing an unenthusiastic view content. Blair took control and wouldn't listen to how the videos should be made, and so we got hyper loud music with childlike spirits paired with adult humor, which just made being a part of Sad Milk humiliating. My friends and I watched SM and laughed not at the content, but how awful it had become. Not due to anyone not being entertaining, but the lack of quality control. It is an editorial nightmare. It's why, in part, I stopped editing because my really well-made content got roped into that by proxy. Blair did not care. It was hers, and everyone who dared to try and take the reins was a threat. After Click, OT, and Salty left, I did almost all of the heavy lifting, which is a thankless job for being small on the internet. I tried making us schedules. I motivated Blair during another mental breakdown of hers to not delete the channel or the Discord, since I actively read through the comments on both, and we had people who we mattered to. After months of behind the scenes insults towards Click and OT, it became so stale and negative. Yeah, we all took part, but after going on so long, it just became day after day. Blair would sit and check Click and OT's social blade. She would make fake accounts to stalk them. Not just them, but a large portion of the commentary community. I've personally seen her try to get her lawyer to shut down anyone who says anything against her, and they ruin her day by saying, yeah, we can't really do anything. It's insane. Innocent people don't work so hard to try and silence others. We would get no work done. I can't count how many times I pleaded and set up meetings for us to do something, and nobody cared. I thought I had a friend who was hurting. Then I saw I had moved to villain. And like everyone else, I got shut out, trash talked, and the people I had made efforts to be friends with wouldn't even acknowledge my existence. For me though, I had already moved states under good faith. I was bettering my life. In 30 days of living with Blair, it was a nightmare. I felt like I was trapped in her home always. She makes everyone her enemy. She called Wonder checking in to see if I'm okay an invasion of privacy. I sent numerous messages trying to show I wanted to be her friend. She lives like an actual monster. Her home is a mess, like hoarder's bed. Constant subtweets about me on Twitter and ignoring me, and if I dare say anything back, her Discord manager would happily remind me of my contract. This is disgusting. So my therapist, who she accused me of stealing because she recommended, suggested that I leave the house at all costs, and I did. And the details I can't get into further due to legalities, but I ended up with no car, hardly any clothes, and money to my name, and no home. Now working full time again, I had no time for my channel. I had cried, bled, and worked through hell to get up. So I watched it die, since my main concern now was food on my table. All because I made friends with one of the most vile people on the platform. Nobody wanted to talk with me, and I was too afraid to go full public as I didn't know the reach this massive creator had. I had everything IRL and online taken from me. She personally threw my YouTube play button in the trash. If that isn't symbolic, man, I don't know what is. I've spent the last 2 years of my life rebuilding from the ground up due to this woman. The only difference as I get to come back stronger as a person. She doesn't. She can't take that away from everyone she has screwed over. Blair, you can't hide anymore. Sooner or later, you were going to push everyone who cared about you away, and you'd realize that the world isn't out to get you. But you made your fears a reality all on your own. I'm not afraid of you. You don't get that from me anymore. Never again. These two put out strong evidence that Blair has been a manipulative liar ever since they started interacting with her, and even though Blair didn't respond yet, it seemed like the community was on the side of the Click and WonderStruck. Blair ended up responding to the allegations against her in a video titled Illuminaughtii Exposed. During this video, she speaks about the Click and WonderStruck and how they were both horrible people, how the Click used the R word multiple times, and how the Click supposedly allowed a pedo to remain in his Discord server. This painted the Click out to be this weirdo that took the side of someone who shouldn't be in a Discord server around children. Then for WonderStruck's part of the video, she frames it as if he is mentally ill and she had been nothing but nice to him and treated him great. She'd even speak about his side note, which rubbed everybody the wrong way. She'd also speak about how she gave him a very expensive car and a place to live. And she was backstabbed, and how Wonderstruck tried to hide out in Texas so he wouldn't have to give the car back. She'd then show pictures of the car and say it was a mess, and I put that lightly because it really wasn't that messy, and how she was disgusted with how there were clothes in the car. When Blair first started the video, she said that she was going to take accountability for her actions, but up to this point, she deflects any blame and pins it all on those two, and paints them out to be unstable and unreliable sources. This video is summed up by one comment which reads, "Posting Wonder's suicide note is disgusting. I don't care how you two fell out. He trusted you with a very sensitive situation, and you used that to get the focus off of yourself. That's disgusting. Full stop." Also, insinuating that the Click is fine with pedophiles being on his Discord because he didn't respond quickly enough for you, he was sleeping, is even worse. You have no shame. This is immensely disappointing. I was hoping the information and rumors I had been hearing about you for years were untrue, but it looks like I was sorely mistaken. The Click would tweet out stating that a video was in the works, and Wonder would post his own twitlonger regarding the information publicized within Blair's video. During this twitlonger, he debunked a lot of the false information given within Blair's video, like how the car wasn't where she said it was in the video, and how she lied about his role during Sad Milk as an editor. Many things were debunked through this twitlonger, so I'll leave a link to it in the description below so you can go out and read it, because if I put it all in the video right now, it's gonna be at least 40 minutes. During the Click's video, he speaks about the many allegations that were brought up against him during Blair's response video. The Click would show screenshots of the full conversations that Blair would take out of context for her own video to paint the Click out to be a horrible person. The Click was filled with receipts and disputed everything Blair said about him during her video. Leaving no stone unturned, the Click would speak about how Blair paid people to watch his oldest content to figure out if he said anything that wasn't politically correct in today's social climate, sometimes paying people up to $200 just to do this. He'd also get emotional while speaking about Blair's alt account, which was used to harass prior members of Sad Milk for many months. He found out that this was Blair, and you can tell in the video that this news really bothered him.
But what has me a bit surprised is the next few screenshots. Here is Iilluminaughtii having a conversation with the same admin, sharing the same kind of, dirt digging old videos that we've seen previously in this video. And she says, 16 seconds, the alt account is gonna love this. In the next screenshot, you can see her writing out a draft. I saw the Sad Milk announcement of all the milkmen. Now I'm seeing the comments. We all agree it's obviously not on good terms. Blair tweeting about being stabbed in the back, etc., etc. This draft matches with one of the posts made by an alt account called BillsYT on Reddit, and this is the entirety of the post. This is the truth about Sad Milk. It really looks like creative differences is dumb AF. Blair tweeting about being stabbed in the back, one topic, leaving his supporter server, and then so on and so forth. And I was a big fan of the Click. I thought his streams were great, blah, blah, blah. But then I think Blair saw some of his streams. He did a stream where he watched his old videos. So this is actually Blair on an alt account, making the claims that Blair must have seen some of his old videos randomly. She totally wasn't paying people to dig up dirt. This is her on an alt account, spreading misinformation and trying to enhance her own image. Here's another little funny post from the same account where she forgot to switch accounts and interacting with the Animal Crossing subreddit, at least according to Oz. Here it keeps going. Hey, listen, Blair, I'm putting this all together. What kind of cover-up is this? Click was saying these bad things, creative differences. Click is a liar. And not to claim someone topic is friends with someone while pretending to be wholesome and good. This is all Blair replying to her own announcement under an alt account. And it keeps going. Click said the N-word and replies and claiming I'm not going to reply and I'm horrible. Here is a long post. I'm not gonna... You can pause it if you want to read the whole thing. I don't want to. Here is the same account, BillsYT on Twitter. This was an account I remember distinctly from 2020, 2021 that was relentlessly harassing myself, my friends, my colleagues, my streaming colleagues, past colleagues, ex-Sad Milk members, community members, staff, you name it. You name it. At the time, I wrote it off as a disgruntled troll with a little bit too much time on their hands and tried my best to ignore it. This was Blair all along. She was making alt accounts to spread her stuff because she probably knows deep down inside that the stuff she was digging up on me, all the stuff she was doing was so petty that she could never actually make a public statement of it. So she did this just to get back at an ex-colleague. She did this. She paid people to dig up dirt, make alt accounts, harass me for months. Why? Why? And it keeps going. Here it is on Twitter, tagging me, tagging herself. It's tagging Def Noodles. Here it's tagging Midnight Palma, Damien. It's tagging a bunch of people from the community and Salty. It's tagging Amanda the Jedi. We had her on the guest on the podcast, and you come after Amanda the Jedi? Here's Vamps getting the same posts. Here arguing with a bunch of fans. Here's one topic with his wholesome the Halloween special. Oh, BillsYT right there. Well, isn't that just wholesome and sweet? Here's Anne Mine with a cute artwork about myself, OT and Salty, and yep. Illuminati's right there with her alt account, posting this slanderous video that she edited together, collecting all the worst things she deemed from stuff I said when I was barely of legal age. And it keeps going. Here it keeps tagging one topic. Here it's tagging Blair again. It goes on. It keeps going.
Illuminaughti's response video was made to save face, and maybe she thought they wouldn't have enough evidence or held on to past receipts in order to dispute her claims. This response video hurt Illuminaughtii way more than anything she has done in the past. Taking a look at her Social Blade account over the past couple of weeks, she has lost over 70,000 subscribers, and even her newest videos struggle to pull in any type of views. She was exposed for being obsessed with destroying the lives of people who left her channel or people she had a falling out with. And I wouldn't be surprised if she did these same tactics in the past to other creators she was beefing with at the time, like Cruel World Happy Mind. Blair is a great example of a tyrant. If you listen to her every command and follow her commands accordingly, then you are in her good graces. But the moment you don't listen or disobey, then you are harassed and made out to be this horrible person just so she has the upper hand on you and your channel. Blair is the modern day creepshow art, and it's good that she's finally getting exposed for some of the things that she's done in the past. But that's all for me. How do you feel about the whole situation? And do you think Blair will ever recover with this whole situation? If not, let me know in the comments below on how you feel about the situation or how you feel about Blair in general, and if you can make a great distinction between her and creepshow art. If you have anyone else you'd like me to talk about, the best way to suggest them to me is through my Instagram DMs or my Discord. Both will be linked in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss any future uploads. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.